along with my son Nate and Keely Swift. And I hope that these little tidbits bring you good help. That's the purpose. We are covering positive behavior support, which has principles from the Department of Mental Health, but also over years, over experience, I've learned a few things that I'm hoping will help you as you learn to support people. So this segment of positive behavior support is called Understanding Yourself and Others. So we're going to start with the first person, and that's understanding yourself. One of the things when I started working in the group home was understanding there were some things that people could do and it would not affect me at all. It was just like, yeah, I get it. But then there was other things that people would do with their behaviors or what they said, and that would just go all over me. And so I called it stepping on the toes versus stepping on my heel. If you step on my toe, I go, ow, and I recover quickly. If you step on my heel, I go, oh, and my head goes, there was no need for you to step on my heel, and why did you get so close to me? Oh, particularly in Walmart when you're standing in line and somebody is coming up closer and closer behind you, and I'm just like trying to dodge because I just don't step on my heel. I hate that. And so that's what I'm talking about when you're supporting with people. There's just things that'll bounce off and it is fine, but there's things and you just feel your temperature rising and you can just feel that frustration and that anger in there, and that self-awareness of, oh, they just stepped on my heel means I need to separate myself from this situation, get my head on, get my attitude on, and then I'll be able to go back within in their space and interact with them without my temperature boiling. But when people affect you in a negative way, we want to make it their responsibility for what they said and did to us. But when you're supporting people, it's always our responsibility. It's always our responsibility to keep us in check, keep ourselves in check, and then once your temperature's gone down, then you can go back and interact safely and more effectively and do what you love to do, which is help people. So another thing that I learned about myself when I was supporting people was I thought because I wanted to help them, so this is the early days. When they started moving in, there was 9 people that moved in with severe and profound disabilities, medically involved, and behaviorally involved, as in running away, throwing things, breaking things, whatever. I thought because I had chosen to help people that everybody would appreciate it and like me. I was so shocked when they didn't like me. I was like, well, there was this one fella, and I worked hard on him to get him to like me. I don't know if it was my voice. I don't know. He just not feeling it. And he didn't feel it from the beginning. And honestly, I never won him over the whole entire time. And so, first lesson I had to learn, not everybody's going to like me. And I'm not going to like everybody. So there's people you connect with very easily, and it just goes. There's people, it's work. It's just work. And so understand, just because you want to help people and you know that's what you're supposed to do is help people, it's not always going to be a positive thing both ways. The other thing I learned was my personality is let's have fun. Let's be happy. Let's not ruin the day with a bad mood. But you know what? Not everybody wants to. Not everybody wants to cheer up. Not everybody wants to be in a good mood. So I tell jokes and I laugh and come on, let's have a good time. They wanted to be sad. They wanted to be mad. And I had to learn it's okay. If this is your sad day, have your sad day. If this is your mad day, have your mad day in the most functional way. Not harmful way. But don't try to make people feel something. Don't try to force something on somebody just because you're feeling that. The other thing I learned, it's true. I know I'm funny. Why doesn't everybody else think I'm funny? If I'm telling a funny story, they should appreciate it. If it's a joke, you should think it's the best joke. And so, not everybody thinks I'm funny. So, drop the funny, drop the silly, because if it's not working, it's just irritating. It's just frustrating. And it's just not a place that people want you to go. The whole message in this whole thing is it's not about me. It's about supporting them and knowing yourself well enough that you actually bring a better day to that person, good support, and it's not your party, it's theirs. The other thing that I learned, and I think everybody has to learn this, is how well your voice is heard. So my voice was high, and so I did not understand, particularly when I'm happy, excited, it gets higher and higher and higher, and it's very difficult sometimes for people to understand that I have to slow down, talk in a lower voice, short sentences, pause, wait, let them respond, and adjust my voice according to them. One thing that I see people do regularly is get really loud, and not everybody has a hearing loss. Not everybody needs loud. In fact, loud feels controlling or scary or intimidating. And so learn how your voice affects other people. Here's a good one. People don't think like me. Who would have thought that my own individual fingerprint and my own individuality comes from my own thinking, not what somebody else is thinking? So you kind of assume that people would just think this way, or they just feel this way, or have this attitude about something. Don't assume that anybody thinks like you, because you were made unique. And then touching's a big deal. I love to pat people. I love to touch people. I had to learn very early that is not considered a positive thing for those who've been sexually abused, for those who've been controlled, oppressed, for those that somebody's been in their space, or they're in, a living situation where people are all around them all the time. Touching is not a good thing. So you have to learn about touch. Is this something that someone likes it and feels affirmed and safe and loved because you're touching them, or does it do the exact opposite and make them feel like they want to coil up and get far, far away from you? And then here's the last and final, hopefully helpful hint, is that my idea of helping someone is not necessarily their idea of helping. So I think I'm doing a good thing for you, but that person does not feel like this is a good thing. It feels bossy. It feels like you're in my space. It feels like you're intruding. It feels like you're hovering over me, and I'm starting to get claustrophobic. So my idea of helping needs to be conformed to what their idea of helping is. And some of the things that you know that they can do easily and should do, some of those things you just pitch in and do it. And then other things that they feel like you don't need to be doing for me, you don't need to be talking to me about. You need to listen and pay attention. So there's the whole, remember, watch yourself, check your temperature, make sure if somebody's stepping on your heel, you're getting some space and air, clearing your head, clearing your attitude. And then also remember that when you're helping people, it's not about you. Thanks. Have a good day.